Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Welcome to a rainy, stormy, you heard the thunder. I don't know if there's lightning. In, well, Sunshine State of Florida. We're taking a breeze flight, a real-world breeze flight, A220, from Tampa to Key West. This is, Fly Tampa's Tampa, right? And then I'm using, I think I'm still using the Orbex Key West. I know, what was it, like MK Studios or someone else made a Orbex. I made Orbex, made a Key West, but I'm satisfied enough with the Key West I have. I also got the Key West free. It's part of the free stuff they give you when you have an FSA membership, still for the Flight Sim Expo. So it's like, whatever, 20 bucks, and then you get all this other free crap, so it actually pays for itself for the most part. I have not flown any other plane since the launch of the 220 at noon, my time, Central Time, on Tuesday. No other plane. This is like my 20th or so flight with the 220. I'm absolutely freaking loving this plane. There are some technical issues, no doubt about it. There are also some performance issues. But I tell you what, I think this plane is going to be epic once all the little bugs get squashed out. And once the optimization happens, this plane is going to be incredible. And I think it already is. It's awesome. It's not up there in the FENIX world yet. It has potential to get up there. It's definitely not in the PMDG optimization world either. But it has potential. I think the kids behind the scenes, I call them kids, 20-year-olds behind the scenes who are working on this plane are going to really do a good job with this plane. I'm blown away with it. I'm just, it's really awesome. And they pop into different Discords, different Reddit posts and Facebook posts and all that, and just reading some of the comments, I think they're good kids. I think they're great. I think they're good. I think they're an up-and-coming developer. I really do think they are. I'm going to be cautious with it, you know, right? This is their first plane. Obviously, they said some things that didn't gel well with some simmers, and that's understandable. But this plane is really fun. I have a blast, an absolute blast flying with it. All right, let's check the chat, shall we? P2, welcome in. Irishman, hello to you. Stephen, welcome in. See, I'm waiting to buy the 220 for me. It's on a different store than the IndyBuild store. How's the performance with the update? So we're waiting for the next update, which is going to be Tuesday, and that's going to have a round of performance enhancements. I don't know. I haven't checked out any other streamers. Apparently, other content creators got access to it earlier, the update, because they're on a different platform. But I haven't kept up with any of that stuff. I'm just having fun flying it myself. So, yeah, I don't know. Best effing intro song. Yeah, I love that intro, man. It's freaking awesome. Performance is dog. Well, I don't think it's that bad. It's not great. It's not total crap. It's not great. But it's you know, it's not the worst plane out there. I think that still goes to the 350. Although I haven't used it for a while. Oscar, welcome in. Thank you for making the tutorial on the 220 approach. You make it so easy without the fluff. I try to just go straight with it. You know what I mean? When I do any of the quick startup guides, any other videos I try to make, I try to just go straight with it, right? I don't do all the testing stuff. I don't add in all the other crap. I just jump in. I want to give my disclaimer right away, which is I'm not a real world pilot. These are not SOP. These are just for fun, right? There are a lot of other simmers like myself who just kind of have fun in the sim. You know, they have their own way of starting planes up that may not be SOP, that may not be real life, but we have fun what we're doing, and that is all that matters at the end of the day when it comes to flight simming, right? That's all that matters with it. Use whatever ATC program, use whatever plane you want, use whatever sim you want. Just have fun in the sim. Ultimately, that's all that matters. All that matters. Oh, look at these Boeing fanboys. RJ's in as well. And see, MD-80 is beta. The MD-8, so they're two different planes though. They're two different planes. It's kind of like the whole 777 and the MD-11. They are totally different planes, right? One is new age, one is old school. They both are very cool planes. Same with the, I would have to say the MD-11 and the 727 would be more of a comparison than the 220, right? Now I get it, they're regional, I guess. The MD-11, or sorry, MD-80 was a regional plane back then. 727 was a regional plane. for what we had back then. But, you know, this is a totally different plane. Let's see. Need to decouple from any builds. I don't know. Any builds is great because it gives them the exposure, right? They give them access to certain things. I think the partnership is good. I think it's plagued by any builds push out the product out the door and fix it later thing. If it maybe, I don't know, maybe if it was up to Synaptic, the actual developer over there, on the A220, maybe if they were just solo, we wouldn't have the plane out right now. It might not be out for another 6 to, 12 months. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. Right? No idea. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how much any builds had influence with it. No one knows until, one of the developers come out and says, yeah, this is what we did. Right? It's cat crap. Yeah. I also tried to go straight with it. Then my wife kicked me out and made me sleep on the couch. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I started following the SOP that the sim and other documents I could find, but not just how to follow the procedures is familiar with. Yeah. To quote someone whose name rhymes with with Jen, SOP is gay. Oh, Jesus, folks. Ah, Jesus. All right, well, so we get things going with the first flight. Now, we also are using Beyondatc. A big old update came out yesterday. We'll go through the change log as we typically do here on the stream during cruise, kind of see what happened. This is my first flight with that update. I have not done anything. I installed it this morning. This is my first flight today as well. I said I was going to just fly on the stream today instead of doing a couple flights beforehand. So I went and did some other crap, real world, grocery shopping, that kind of jazz, right? So this is my first flight today, first flight with the new Beyondatc update. This is on the experimental branch. So if you're a supporter, you have access to it. If you don't have access to the supporter package, it's at an extra $30. That gives you access to the earlier releases of Beyondatc before everyone else gets access to it. In my opinion, I think everyone should just join and become a supporter. I don't get anything out of this. I don't know if the company even gets anything out of it anymore. But the reason why I say it is because there's so many cool things, and the experimental branch is very stable. It's been very, very rare that the experimental branch has been rough. Very, very rare. There was one a few builds back, I don't know, months ago, that they put out a hot fix. But it's rare that the experimental is bad. But if anything, if you use Beyondatc, right, this is of course only if you use it. I'm not saying for those who aren't using it. If you use it, why the hell is that music starting up? If you're using it, I would recommend that you get the supporters. Like I said, it's an extra $30. You're just supporting the developers more. That's all, right? That's it. My Boeing fanboy title is all Lex's fault anyway. It really is. Jay Russ it's hilarious because Jay was like against going Boeing. He was like all Airbus. And then he slowly kind of jumped on over into becoming a Boeing fan. And now he's full in Boeing and the hell with everything Airbus. It's hilarious. We got our NewSky information. Now, this is not a NewSky flight because apparently the A220 still has issues with career modes because of some coding that is sent out to those career modes. So I won't be touching this on any career mode anytime soon until I see that some changelog says that they got some of that stuff sorted out. And I don't think it's going to happen anytime in the near future, as they have other things to work on versus the career mode stuff. I'm going to fly the FENIX for the Midwest Challenge today. Oh, yeah. The Boeing fans are the ones that fly the most. Are you flying with Navigraph live data? Yes, I am, Steven. So yes, the 220 is fun, but damn, at third-party airports, it eats up my VRAM. I'm using 65% of my VRAM right now, 67%. Now, the plane's not on, of course. Now, I was reading a little bit I actually finally went on to the Synaptic Discord and just kind of see what people are saying in there about the plane, issues and potential adjustments, right? But they said if you turn off some of these screens here, kind of remember with, what plane was that? What plane was it? There was a plane, if you turn off the screens on the side, that you got some performance back. Was it the 350? I think it was a 350, now that I think about it. I think it was a 350. I'll buy the 220 the day they fixed the VRAM hogging issue. I really want to fly a 220 made in Canada, baby. Yeah, it's a cool plane, man. I think you're going to love it, P2. I think you are absolutely going to love it. Oh, yeah, any builds O'Hare and the 220, I don't think so. Yeah, I uninstalled the 220, sorry, I uninstalled the O'Hare from any builds because I just can't anymore. The performance is just, it's the stuttering. It's not so much the performance. The FPS is okay. It's just the stuttering is just god awful. God awful. And it really ticks me off. It really pisses me off because I paid for it. I'm in Chicago. I love Chicago. Chicago's my hometown airport. And it looks gorgeous, but it runs like just total crap with stutters. It just, irritates me so much. Meanwhile, the new Leonardo native MD-80 is the chef's kiss. Look at all that gorgeous glass. Yeah, this is a cool plane, man. I think you're going to be right at home, P2, you know, if you get it. It's a freaking fun plane. You got to actually start simming, though. Not to throw you under the bus, P2, but you got to start simming. All right, external power is on. Battery 1, 2 are auto. Emergency arm is there. Notepad, seatbelt signs, APU time. Firing that up. Going to hear a little click in just a second. I heard it. I don't know if you heard it. Now, there are a few issues I've ran into over the course of my 20-ish flights with it. One is, in one instance, the APU would not fire up. So I had to restart the entire sim to get back into it. On my last flight, last night, the speed trim wouldn't move. It was adjusting here, so I can see where the stabilizer was going, but I could not see where the actual trim was set, the speed trim. So I looked, that's why I hopped into the Synaptic Discord, because I wanted to see if other people reported that. They didn't. And since it only happened once, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, whatever. Could have been user error, could have been just some weird glitch in the matrix, who knows. Import our flight plan. We're going to go to load sheet, import, load it. We're going to try turning off this stuff if I can figure it out. Outbound, I think it's over here, huh? Yeah. I'm going to turn that off. And I don't, yeah, I guess I use this right now. We'll keep that on for right now. But we'll turn that off during flight. And this guy we can turn off as well. Oh gosh, so far away, I can't see. Power off. Whoosh. Keeps that one up. Cool. All right, now we got that going. Let's go down here. We'll go to flight plan. We're going to go to secondary. I don't know why you have to use secondary. It's so weird. And then we're going to send it. All right, our flight number is, we are Moxie 144. So apparently, I was reading about this because I was curious myself. Why did Breeze have their call sign Moxie? And it's because apparently Breeze, there was some sort of lawsuit or something that happened.
Tampa clearance, Southwest 411 with information Juliet, ready to copy IFR clearance to Fort Lauderdale.
Shots fired. I repeat, shots have been fired. My FENIX stutters in Toronto. I can't believe how the 220 will perform. I've done several flights in Toronto, of course, with Air Canada, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad. There's our NewSky information.
Clear to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport. Candy 8 departure, then as filed.
Yeah, the glass is sharp. This, I tell you, man, this is a fun plane. I'm curious what texture things, because I read in the notes they did some cleanup on the textures. I have no idea what it is, because they look sharp to me. Now, I am going to restart the sim after the flight, because if you do 2 back-to-back flights, it seems to be more issues. Tampa clearance, Moxie 144, looking for IFR clearance to Key West.
Moxie 144, Tampa clearance, verify you have information, Juliet.
Juliet.
West Airport. Candy 8 departure, then as filed. Climb via side.
Side. We're going to climb via the side, everyone.
Squawk 6500.
All right, 19 right for the departure.
Candy 8 departure, then as filed. Climb via side E. Departure.
Side E. All right.
Squawk 6500, Moxie 144.
I think this is a new voice. I don't think I've heard that one before. They added some new voices to this new build. I think that's what I read. All right. We're going to go to wind.
Moxie 144, see you.
I like that voice. That's very nice. That's a very good voice. It's almost like mine. Just a nice, calm, pleasant guy to talk to and hear. No one said. All right, so 0 fuel weight there. Trim 24.8, 24.8. And then block fuel is up here, 12796. 1279 and a 6. That'd be cool if you can auto send this over like 350, but it is what it is. 360 on the taxi, that's what it typically always says. And the number of passengers, 122. Almost got a full full cabin. Execute it. Let's go over to performance. This one you can send over though. So we go to takeoff performance, we're going to sync it, calculate it. Well, you can send over most of it. Temperature is 26,228. So 26,220 and 8. On the wind, we're going to arm the approach. We're going to set the V speeds. We're going to go to engine, and then we're going to go to standard to NADP. Bam. Trim is going to be 4.2. We're going to change that right here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and put our arrival information in. I just like to do this right away. We're expecting runway 9 into Key West via the Kraken and the Sabre. Done and execute it. Cool. Now we got our route all set up in there. And let's go altimeter. You have to hit this twice for some reason. There it is. Let's go up to the top. External power is off. Let's get some switches up here. Hydraulics. Alright, good deal. And let's go ahead over to tablet. Go to ground equipment and disconnect. Alright, let's get GSX going. Hello, GSX. We are Breeze. GSX is connecting. Yeah, but you have a 50 series. This is true. This is true. Be sure to hit the like button. Definitely helps the channel, is what Irishman is saying. Okay, what if I buy this today and fly it? I highly doubt it. I challenge you, P2, to buy this today and fly it. 2900 is the cruising. Captain, welcome in. Happy Sunday to you, Captain. Let's do a poll. Let's put a poll up here, folks. Poll. Should P2 buy the A220 today? Polls up, folks. Get your votes in. Locking gear. Tampa ground. Moxie 144 ready for pushback and engine start. Interrupt. No. P2 with a $13.99 American Canadian dollars. That's like $1 billion US dollars. Thank you so much for that. P2, you should be saving that for yourself. Should be saving that to buy this. Haven't caught a live in a long time. Yeah, I haven't been streaming a whole lot in the past couple weeks. All right, nose is going to go to the left. Release the parking brake. Pushback. This plane takes a little bit to get going. So go on down here. Engine number 2. A little time, I should say. It takes a little time to get going. When I'm not streaming, as soon as I start GSX up, that's when I'll go ahead and start the engines. Yo, Captain, haven't seen you in a while. Yo, Cap, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for the $13.99, P2. Much appreciated. How's our poll looking? We got 6 votes. Yes. Holy crap. 67 to 33 is the voting for P2 to buy the A220 today. Wow. Okay. I thought for sure we get all the anti-220s in chat being like, no. All right. So we're seeing rotations here on the N2. The N1s will start rotating here shortly. Just got my sim back up. When it went down last week, it was totally messed up. Microsoft had not been able to resolve the issue. Had to purchase a Steam version. Jay Russ had the same problem. He had to buy the Steam version as well. I bought the Steam version from the get-go. I hate the marketplace store, the Microsoft store. There's a couple games I had bought. I think the first ones was a game. Agent Mayhem or something like that. I just remember them saying Agent Mayhem all the time. I bought that game on the market, on the Microsoft Store. And then, of course, more recent... then I think I bought a Gears of War on there as well. More recently, would have been Forza Horizon 5 or 4. One of those two, but that's because it only had it on Steam. So, you see right down here it says invalid speed use. We're going to go ahead and go to manual. And P2 kind of taught me this as well, so P2, thank you for this. But also, I read about this from a real-world pilot for the 220. You do need to set your speed properly. I've noticed that when I take off, my nose will I'll have to pull back on the stick more, and because the nose will drop down. That's because the speed trim's trying to work. You know, the stabilizer's doing its thing, but because I have the speed set up so high, it's having a hard time to catch it. So, I go ahead and just put in... You can either put in the 148 plus a couple or the 166. I'm going to do the 148. This just gives me more control of the aircraft. So the 148. This will at least allow me not to be so heavy on the back pressure. It's fun spending P2's money, Keith says. Welcome in, Keith. Good to see you here. Haven't seen you for a while. The poll is rigged. I need an ID proof of everyone who voted. Oh, I got a funny story I'll tell you here in a second. Took me forever to set it back. Yeah. You know, so I've done a couple sim resets, or PC resets in the last few months, and it's just a pain in the ass. But once you get used to it, once you do it enough times, like, it just becomes second nature. It's crazy. P2, I said no. Jay had the same problem. Yep. Thank you, Irishman. You're the voice of reason. I guess we live in a democracy. I'm logging into the sim to buy the 220 now. Hey, it's only 6 votes. You gotta wait. Tampa Ground, Moxie 144, ready to taxi to the active. Alright, to the top here. APU's off. Taxi lights on. Down here, nose, steering, off. Or what is it called? On? Yeah, on. And then I have a button... But this is for the PED disconnect. This allows you to use your rudder or your trim, you know, to go left and right. I have a button set, so I'm not going to hit it. So I have a little button. And you'll see on here it says pedal steer disconnect. Perfect. Parking brake released. Let's go taxiing. Jeez, it's 25 minutes already. Come on, we got to get going, folks. FPS is really good. 150. I'm over 150 right now, so... I could probably try turning this one off, too. Let's try it. Oh, cool. It goes right down there. Look at that. That's neat. We'll see if that does anything. I don't think so, but... I wish this plane had cabin announcements. I was flying the iFly 737 Max a lot, and that has it. Am I supposed to be over to the left? No, I'm going right. Doing right. Victor. Is the AY290 worth it? I want a fly-by-wire yoke. I don't know. You know what's crazy? Oh my god. You know, I hate influencers. I hate influencers. I really, really do. Hate them all with a passion. I'm technically one. I don't like to qualify myself as one because I don't have you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. But I hate influencers. I hate influencers that market products they get for free as they're the second coming of Christ. I hate it. I recently saw a title, and the title of the video said the following. Well, it was what did it say? Shoot. It said something like throw away your other yokes or something. It was like, what did it say? It was something like that. It was something along the lines of other yokes are garbage or something. I don't remember exactly what it said. But anyways. It made me angry as hell because they're saying that any other yoke out there is trash, and I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. because that's not the case. It was like he was showing the guy. I didn't watch the video. I just saw the title, but it showed the TCA yoke from Thrustmaster. It also showed the Honeycomb Alpha, one of the Honeycomb Alpha versions, and I'm assuming, because I read some of the comments, but I assume he's saying that the AY90 is better than any of those two yokes out there, or any of those two yokes, and I disagree with that, because it all depends on which you're looking to fly and what your budget is and what you have the space for. The AY90 is a more compact version of the AY210. Who comes up with these names, by the way? But the TCA yoke is freaking awesome. The Honeycomb Alpha is freaking awesome. Those are two incredible yokes. You cannot compare a force feedback yoke to a non-force feedback yoke. You cannot do that. You should not do that. And if you make a video about that, you maybe should stop making videos. That's just my personal thing. My opinion, right? I have the right to say my opinion. He had his right to say his opinion. Tampa Tower, Moxie 144, ready to go, runway 19 right. Landing lights are on. Oh, flaps. 190 on the heading. It just irritated me so much. Irritated me so much. You want to compare the Alpha and the TCA yoke? Sure, yeah, that's fine. They're two yokes. They're two different yokes. You know, no problem at all. They are two different yokes, but they're two yokes. But you should never, ever be comparing a force feedback yoke, unless you're being like, wow, this is so much better, you know, in terms of the mechanics behind it, you know, that kind of thing. The feel, you can feel it versus not feeling it. That's a different story. But if you're, I don't know. But I didn't watch the video, so maybe I'm talking and I shouldn't be talking. Maybe I should shut the hell up. All right, throttle going up. Here we go. Let's be quiet. Auto throttle. Toga. Let's go flying. 190 for the heading. We got a slight crosswind, 5 knots. This plane handles crosswinds pretty good on landing and takeoffs. I think it has an auto. It must have an auto rudder or something. And I'm also growing to the sounds of this plane. Rotate gently. We are airborne. Positive rate, gear up. Woo! All right, I'm gonna go higher on the trim speed next time. I'm gonna do flap 1 next time. That definitely elevated the nose too much, kind of like the Fokker. It actually felt like a Fokker takeoff for sure. 100%. All right, 190. Swing over to the right just a little bit. Flaps up 1 notch. Now I'm all hot about that about that damn video title. Again, maybe I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I didn't watch the video, to be fair. To be fair, I did not watch the video. So, maybe I misled because of the title. Alright, 210 on the speed is what I'm going to put in there. We're direct to Gandhi. Let's get the plane under control here. Flaps are full up. All right, let's go on down below here. We're going to go to route. We're direct to Gandhi, so direct to this Gandhi. Done. Execute. Gandhi set. VNav and navigation are both in. We're going to go to FMS speed now. Bring that speed trim slowly up. Don't like there's a safety thing on the speed trim, which if you try to hold it down too long, it won't go any further. That's genius, and I love that they have it modeled here in the sim. All right, we're in IFR conditions. We're gonna go autopilot on, just for the sanity of the passengers back. The fake pixel passengers are. I have no cabin. I have no cabin. Oh my god! Uh-oh, where's my thing? Look at that, that's gorgeous. All right, looking great on departure. How's the poll looking? 58 to 42. Ooh, we got double the votes in. Getting closer to the no, though. Getting closer to the no. I agree. I love the Velocity 1 yoke, but it's broken. And the AY90 is a smaller version of the AY210. For me, it makes sense because of the desk space. Yeah, I might buy the AY just for the size. You know, I like to buy things for the size, too. I myself really enjoy the bite-size Reese's. You thought I was going to go a different direction, didn't you? You perverted. V2 plus 10 is ideal, is what P2 says. Thank you for that. Fed says, watch the whole video. He gave great review with all 3 yokes. Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing that. I did not watch the whole video. I just didn't like the title of it. I didn't like the title of it. It's the title made it sound misleading. So I stand corrected. Again, I'm willing to admit when I rage out for stuff like that, right? So I do apologize. Apologize to whoever video that was. Or is. Alright, everything looking great here. Still IFR conditions. How's the weather in Key West? Key West is it's green. Green is good. King Bob, welcome in. Howdy, King Bob. The Royal King has arrived. He's another Boeing guy, by the way. Another Boeing guy. Them Boeing guys, man. Them Boeing guys. The title got me too, but after watching it, I have different perspective. I have the honeycomb and the thrustmaster yoke, and I love them. If I were to buy another yoke... Landing lights, taxi lights are off. I would go with the TCA yoke. The TCA from Thrustmaster. That's what I would probably go with. That's what I would go with. I like that yoke a lot. My biggest complaint with it is that it has this base on the bottom that kind of goes up to your groin area. Kind of uncomfortable from time to time. That's my only complaint with that yoke. Everything else is fantastic. For the price tag, that yoke is incredible. Now, the AY90 is a very good price tag. The TCA yoke is $400, right? So for an extra couple hundred, you can get the force feedback. However, the TCA is a pendulum system, which if you fly the Boeing planes, right, or the EJET, CRJ, it's going to feel more natural, look more natural in the sim for those planes. Whereas the Moza yokes, they're more GA style, right? So that takes a big consideration as well. Same with the Honeycomb Alpha. That's a GA style yoke. So you got to take all the things in the whole thing, packaged together. I'm fine with the GA style yoke because I had the Honeycomb Alpha for 5 years. Absolutely loved it. I had the TCA yoke twice now. I've had it once. I returned it. It just didn't work when I set up at the time, and then bought it again after I decided to try the Moza AB9. Things didn't work out. Ended up trying a TCA yoke for a month or two. Well, a month, and then I saw this was in stock, and I was like, well, time to return it and get the Moza. And I've now been with the Moza. Wow, it's coming up on a year, folks. It's coming up on a year. About 3.5 months, and it'll be a full year that I've had the Moza yoke. Which, interesting enough, Micro Center has the yoke back in stock. They have the handle and yoke in stock again. So I could go to Micro Center and get a replacement handle. Since mine's cracked, right? I can do that. Or, I think if I'm smart about all this, my initial plan was to wait and see if they ever have the Pro handle in stock, and then pay the extra $100 or so to get the Pro handle. You know what I mean? I think XP... Oh, I think it was XP. Okay. 3 yokes about the products. Okay, cool. Let's see. King Bob says, have to say I'm spoiled. I recently tried my Gathering Dust Alpha after using the AY210, and I was shocked at how toy it felt compared. You know, King Bob, that's interesting you say that, because I remember, you know, King Bob and I were both at the expo. We were both at the expo, and I tried out all the yokes that were at the expo, you know, except for the wind control one, which I really wanted to, but it was broken, and it was like, you know, everyone wanted to play with that one. But I tried all the yokes out there, and they all felt like toys compared to the Moza yoke. They all felt like a toy compared to that. But the price difference is extraordinary. Extraordinary difference in price, right? $1,000, pretty close to $1,000 with tax in there for the AY210. Or they had the PXN, which is like, what, $200? Honeycomb Alpha, which is like $200. The there's a new Thrustmaster one that's what, $250 or $200. And then what else is there? Obviously the TCA, which is $400. So, you know, the Moza yoke is double the cost of the other yokes out there in some cases, but it is substantially better with just the way, you know, you can customize it the way you like. And I've talked about it here in the channel for a little bit, right? Where I've been really frustrated with my Moza yoke. I've been having problems with it. Part of it was the firmware kind of botched some things. Some of it was trying to figure out the best profile for me, because I'm chasing realism. And realism, I've talked to real world pilots, and a lot of them say that a yoke is a similar feel to like power steering in a car, right? Obviously different deflects on the wings and all that. The wing load's going to play a factor in how much harder it is to turn and pitch and all that jazz, right? But for the most part, it feels like a power steering wheel. So I've been trying to mimic that as much as I can. I have the perfect profile, in my opinion, for myself. Things are working out really great with it. I'm having a blast with it. It's all dialed in exactly the way I want. I have been running in some of that SimConnect issue with the Beyondatc/Moza again. I think that's something else going on, though. I gotta look and see what's going on with it, but that said, it's been freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Let's see, Captain, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Stephen got one. Delta Tango, we haven't seen Delta in here for a while. Spam, King of something, I can't read the rest of that. Will, Kipsan, Rocky Jet, Will, another Will, Starflash, Josh Parker, all courtesy of the Captain. Thank you so much for that support, Captain. Much appreciate it. Lots of love today. We got the $1 billion from P2. We got the 10 gifted memberships from Captain. And today I'm hoping to stream for a couple flights. Normally I stream like 1 flight, 2 flights. I'm gonna try to do a couple flights. I have nothing going on today, so it just kind of depends on when I start feeling tired and all that. I'm not gonna push myself, right? Okay, we gotta look at the notes here for Beyondatc. Let's check out, okay, so what, that being said, Alpha is a great beginner's yoke. Yeah, I agree. The Alpha is an incredible beginner's yoke, absolutely. I had it for 5 years, it's a great yoke. You have to share your Boeing profile. Yeah, I can share it, I'll share it initially in our Discord for those who have it. And I guess I can share it on the Moza site too. It doesn't hurt to share it, but, you know, I'm doing what I feel other people, or sorry, what other pilots have said. All right, we got a disconnect coming up here. So we're gonna go into direct here, execute. There we go. Make sure we're following that. And then, so here's another thing. If you ever have issues deleting any discos here or waypoints, you can go into VIA2 and delete them from here. You can delete them from here. But we should be fine at this point. Climbing to flight level 290 on this flight. Okay, let's look at the Beyondatc notes real quick. So let me grab those. Uno momento, por favor. Apparently VATSIM is broken. Again, this is for the experimental branch only right now. Experimental branch only. Scheiße, this is a bigger note. This is a bigger chat, not checklist. What am I trying to say? Uh-oh, hold on. Broke my thing. Broke my OBS. There we go. Alright, so this is version 1.9.16, released on the 2nd this morning. They refreshed the offline schedule, so if you don't use the Navigraph ones, live traffic, which I do, you have an updated refresh offline. Live traffic flies its real flight now, start to finish, which is cool. Before it would kind of just jump on up, whatever, but now it does the full flight. Live traffic improvements, fixed the fault that could silently kill the live traffic feed. I've had that happen before. Fixed on en-route traffic volume. The traffic map now tells you whether an aircraft is being live tracked or not. You may now hear live en-route traffic requesting altitude changes of frequency. Injected traffic was being placed at its flight level number rather than its true altitude, so that's been fixed. Descents no longer go missing around center handoffs. So if you're due for a step down, center will now clear you down before handing you off, which is very, very nice. Smarter vectors, non-star and vector arrivals now descend better, and this should mean no more being held high and diving into the field. Descending via check-ins are now truthful. The phrase is only used when you were actually cleared via star with restrictions. Check-ins are no longer saying descend to flight level blah blah blah. Approach clearance now do something instead of nothing. Hold on. When you're too high to be cleared, ATC becomes silent, and on the chart it intercepts the descent logic could deadlock and leave you flying the last heading forever. ATC now speaks a descent to the intercept altitude while it waits. Oh, interesting. So it's not going to lose you now. If the descent can't save it, ATC brings you around. Oh, interesting. So it'll circle you back. Very cool. Flying through the localizer no longer earns total silence. Okay, so yeah, that was a bug. That's cool. Wow, these are huge. These are massive for the vectors and all that. We're going to see how it works today. Mountain strips. Terrain safety no longer mutes vectors. I don't know what that means. At mountainous fields, you're legitimately below the terrain buffer, and the old safety check could suppress every heading indefinitely. There's now a fallback that always prefers some safe instructions over silence. Interesting. Thunderstorms in the destination METAR now force a approach procedure. No more visual approaches into a rendered storm. Ooh, nice. One speed authority on approach. Expect fewer and more constant speed calls. An empty sky should produce none at all. Sequencer speeds are now altitude aware with floors of 250 knots above flight level 200 and knots 200 above 10,000. So no more terminal speeds at cruise. Speed restrictions on final approach now apply to AI traffic 2. Overhauled gate parking. Lineup, I think that's all that stuff still. Better local voices. The local voice model has been retrained on long-form speeches. There's our top of descent call. 40 new voices across all tiers. U.S. Southern. I think that's why we just heard that new voice. I think that's why we have that new one. Call signs are now spoken correctly. Letters in call signs are now always phonotonic. Oh, okay. Speedbird 6. Okay, interesting. ATC going permanently silent is fixed. New voice spread system. Fixed U.S. airlines and several missing airline mapping. Let's see. Basic voices have been removed. So they removed the basic voices because the local voices are just too damn good. Fixed some of the words. They haven't fixed side, I guess. That's still broken. Alright, descend via Kraken. Let's go ahead and put our top of descent is right up here. What's our, just make sure we don't lose track of our flight here. 3,000 feet. So we're going to put that in the box. So the plane, because the plane will automatically descend when it's ready. Local visibility weather no longer produces visual approaches. Oh, low visibility, sorry. Interesting. ATIS now speaks visibility correctly. Winds overhauled. 3-digit speeds and gusts, non-standard forms. Runway selection now handles gusts deliberately. Jesus, keeps going on, folks. 16 new Boeing aircraft icons are added. There you go, Boeing lovers. Fixed the odd zigzags. Cues for departures no longer show the departing wake. Only aircraft actually entering the runway does. Voice quality and co-pilot drop-downs no longer have an empty space under the option. The mid-flight phase list now... okay, these are interface changes. Mouse changes, fatal errors, scrolling, controller and joystick improved to try to... improvements to try to stop phantom bindings. This is for the Turtle Beach and other devices. Dual identity, key binding, fix some untunable frequencies, CPDLC vectors, more CPDLC stuff, waypoint sitting near the equator or prime, fix the trim check, minor altitude. Jesus, folks, this is a huge... I only saw this top part here. He must have posted this after I saw the top part. Yeah, I only saw this, and then this was at... I didn't even see any of this stuff. Holy crap. Yeah, this is a massive, massive Beyondatc update. Jesus, folks. Well, we'll see how good it is. Alright, sorry, let's see what we got for chat. Why do you have screens off? Performance. I'm testing it out. I'm not really noticing any different. Well, actually, I am. I think I am. I'm at 160. I'm hitting my max FPS. I think I am. Actually seeing a performance improvement. Okay, so let's prepare for runway 9. That's why King Bob, though. Yeah, performance. I read it on the Synaptic Discord. So I want to try it myself, just to kind of see. Alright, over to performance approach. Our temperature in Key West is 31 Celsius. The winds are 150 at 5, 150 at 5. The temperature is the QNH is 297. It's going to automatically adjust the altitude. I do a flaps 4 arrival, and then 5 plus for the VREF, so 140. Perfect, great, grand. And since it is a RNAV approach, we got to worry about ILS, but let's go over here, go to tune, and we're going to go ahead and put our tune course of 093. P2, looks like the community is telling you to buy this plane. The community is saying, buy this plane. Buy me, P2, buy me. Alright, we're going to turn that on, and then we're going to go over here, put our minimums. Our minimums are 425. So let's do 420. Perfect. There we go. Top of the sentence coming up pretty quickly here. You'll hear some beeping right there. Let's go over here and go with this guy. Traffic is on. I have the terrain add-on or thingy on, but I like to turn it off. I like to see the black. I'm not seeing any performance differences with the terrain personally. It is kind of cool it adds it down here. I wonder how you change that. I don't know what half means. I'm assuming it's over here somewhere. No. I'm not sure how to move it. Change that one. Accept, reject, map. Map. Oops. No, yeah, I don't know. No idea. Alright, so we heard the beeps. We'll be descending here momentarily. Yeah, I'm currently on the purchase page. I think I will buy the 220 after they stop giving updates to content creators. That irks me. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Irked me too. Don't do it, P2. Wait! He says, so Lex, about to buy Beyondatc. Finally time to upgrade my trusty P2 ATC. Oh yeah, Pilot's ATC. Since X-Plane. So does Beyondatc integrate with the live sim traffic? Not the live sim traffic. No, you have to use its own built-in traffic injector, or you can use Navigraph. but it doesn't work with the live traffic from the sim. So like the Asobo injection, it does not. You have to use the actual built-in one in Beyondatc, but it's all free. But it's better than the built-in stuff. It's definitely better than the built-in stuff. All right, so we're making our descent into Key West.
November 351 Charlie Charlie, request 3,000 feet. November 351 Charlie Charlie, climb and maintain.
All right, P2, wait until I land. We'll be on the ground here. 15-ish minutes. Wait until I land if you're still considering buying it. See how the landing is. That's important. But I'm getting my max frames. Obviously, there's no, there's nothing going on here, but performance is really good for me. But I also have a high inset. Look at that. Look at that. Jesus, man. I also found out what was going on with my sim. So I was talking about this in Discord, but like the photogrammetry was really rough for a couple days, and apparently there's a known bug with some systems and auto FPS if you use the performance plan with auto FPS. And then what that does is it adjusts the priority of the sim and the power management, all that jazz. I turned that off. I'm getting my my normal LOD now. Everything looks better, substantially better. And the stutters aren't as bad either. Like, they weren't terrible, but so auto FPS was definitely a cause of it, but it, not the end of the world kind of thing. Still got to pay for a Navigraph monthly. You don't have to. You don't have to use Navigraphs because you can just use SimBrief, for your flight plans. If you want live traffic, like live real-world traffic data, then you have to use Navigraph subscription. Yes, but if you just want traffic, you can just use the built-in scheduled traffic that it has in there, that it just updated with the experimental build. Every time I think I'm making progress with FlyLex awards, you drop more. That last one was, this morning was a big one. I really wish this plane worked with NewSky, because it would have been a great flight to do. These flights today would be a very good flight to do with NewSky. Oh well. It is what it is. Right, runway 9 for the arrival, which means we're going to exit to the right. It's a pretty short arrival runway, so we got to be very cautious, very ready. But it is a short little plane, so we should be able to make this happen without too many issues. I was doing well. I was doing a couple flights there with our own airline, FlyLex, ! FlyLex, if you want to join our virtual airline. And then, of course, this plane came out, and, well, the rest is history, folks. The rest is history. All right, everything's looking pretty good here. A little fast on the descent, but we're okay. Let's go to route here. We have a disco here, but that's for the arrival, so that's fine. Coming up on 18,000 feet. I love that one of the brilliant things of any builds is that they add in for the audio the way to adjust all the sounds on the plane. They need more. some of them I wish they did a few more features like external. The A300 has the external, but it'd be really nice if they added that on here. Hopefully in the future they'll add an external sound. All right, I'm going to step away for just a couple seconds here, folks. Cat's asking for some food, so I'll be right back.
November 650 Alpha Delta, climb and maintain 3,000 feet. Climb and maintain 3,000 feet, November 650 Alpha Delta. JetBlue 1449, amend altitude, climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 6,000 feet, JetBlue 1449.
November 552 Charlie Charlie, fly present heading, climb maintain flight level 430. Fly present heading, climb maintain flight level 430, November 552 Charlie Charlie. November 351 Charlie Charlie, amend altitude, climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Climb and maintain 8,000 feet, November 351 Charlie Charlie. November 552 Charlie Charlie, turn right heading 1905. Turn right heading 1905, November 552 Charlie Charlie.
All right, let's see. Looking good. Standard pressure. Hit the button. And then it was altimeter was what again? 297. Yeah, 2997. 2997 in the box. The other thing, like if I go to Micro Center and I get a replacement handle, then I have to pay the warranty again if I want to have the warranty. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with the handle. It's a little cracked, but it's not causing any, you know, issues. Not causing any issues. Boy, I can't believe it's actually been pretty much 9 months since I've owned this yoke. Do you read chat? Yes, I do. Yes, I do read chat. Do you read chat? I'm just being funny. I'm just being funny. Alright, so runway 9 is going to be this direction there. So it's right over here somewhere. Alright, who wants to get rid of our friend there for adding in stuff? Irishman? P2? Block him, mute him, get rid of him. We don't need that in our channel. Yes, I got the new 220. Don't be spamming chat, please, though. Alright, 13,000 feet. So our 3,000 feet for our star is coming on up. Altitude's looking pretty good. I haven't seen any Beyondatc issues at all so far in this flight. Everything's gone fantastic. Wow, what a gorgeous day. Navy Key West approach.
Contact Navy Key West approach, Moxie 144.
I really like this voice. The dynamic co-pilot changes is such a brilliant idea. I remember it was so cool that the day we were talking about it was the day that Whack-A-Mole was in the chat, and he's like, yeah, we're actually looking into that.
Altimeter 29907, expect the RNAV runway 09er via Chits.
All right, via Chits. So let's go on down here. We got the clearance via Chits. We can clear out the disco here, or we can go to via and clear it out right here. I'm going to do it right there. So we're going to go to delete, hit the button, execute. That's going to follow in our arrival. Full arrival now. And I'm going to do 15,000. So we're going to go 2,000 feet on the speed. If you do long-haul flights, what would be your favorite route, either in the sim or real life? Oh, Jesus. If I do long... Man. Okay, so the longest flight I've done was like 600 nautical miles in the sim. In real life... in real life, my longest... my longest flight was Fargo, North Dakota to Orlando, Sanford. That would be my longest flight. That's a pretty long flight, right? It's not quite east to west coast, but that's still a long flight. That was with the Allegiant Airlines, I would assume the 320. I don't remember exactly. There's our FlyLex information. 10,000 feet. We should start descending a little further, shouldn't we? Do we have restrictions? Oh, wrong button. Legs. Let's see. Top. 9-3. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. Still 23 nautical miles out. 65% to 35% are saying P2 should buy the A220. Wow. I still am shocked. I did not expect that. There has been so much, like, ranting about this plane. Like, I get it. The performance is heavy. There is no doubt about it. It is heavy. And I know people comment all the time, oh, this person has a high-end system, and that's why they're not complaining about performance, you know, all that, but, like, it's a fun plane. At the end of the day, it's a fun plane. He says, for me, flying with the actual live traffic is the ultimate immersion of the sim. How well does Beyondatc interact with the Navigraph traffic? Very good. Alright. We're clear for the RNAV now, so the plane should start its descent. 600? Come on, man. I'm doing 1,967 nautical miles from Flylex. Oh, Jesus. And P2 purchased it. Congratulations, P2. Alright, now we're going to do a new poll for P2. Alright. Alright, new poll is out. Is P2 actually going to fly the A220 that he bought? I think my longest flight was 3,500 nautical miles. Like real flight in the sim or real life? Jesus. Either way, it's a long flight. Eventually, my wife and I will be doing our international trip. And, I don't know where exactly, but that will, of course, be my long flight. That might be finally the time for me to actually do, the flight in the sim. You know, I like to do that a lot of times. I like to do the whole, if I know someone's flying, real life family or friend, I'll try to recreate that flight. Like a coworker, his daughter went to London recently. I think it was London. I didn't do the London leg, but she ended up going from O'Hare to Toronto, so I did that flight. I did both flights, the return and the there to Toronto and back the same days that she did it. I thought it was cool. I love doing that kind of stuff. Yes, I love the 220. Performance is heavy, but that should get better with the patch coming on Tuesday. Yeah, I agree, Casper. It's a freaking awesome plane. I love this plane. I was nervous about getting it. I've, heard the performance issues. I watched very little content creators around the launch, when they had access to it. So I kind of went in as blind as I could, other than the developer stream stuff. Or videos, I should say. And I'm glad. I'm actually absolutely glad that I bought this plane day one. I'm having a blast. I have zero interest in getting into any other plane, honestly. And that's the dead truth. Zero interest in getting into any other plane right now. I'm having a blast. Eventually I'll get tired of it, right? The honeymoon will end. But this is like my 20th flight, and I don't see it ending anytime soon. Alright, I feel like we're a little high on the approach, but we should be alright. We're on the path, at least, still. I just feel like we're high. Because I got high. Because... Love it. Was just about to say purchased, but it will sit in the hangar. P2 voted yes in the sim. Okay, that was in the sim. I'm so disappointed, Irishman says. Am I this predictable? Oh, geez. What's the poll looking like? No. We got 5 votes in, and 4 out of the 5 people say no, P2 is not actually going to fly the 220. P2, I think you need to prove them wrong. I think you need to get into Discord and stream the flight. Prove them wrong, P2. Prove them wrong. This is a lot of fun. Alright, making our next turn in. We're clear, Chet, and we were clear for the RNAV 9, so we are cleared for the arrival. This plane does a really good job at its, you see how tight it is here, the angles? So it's like a 90-degree turn up here. It will start to turn right here. It won't overshoot it. It does sometimes, but most time it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not like the EJET. The EJET RNAV is, and LNAV is just kind of a wonkiness sometimes. Same with the CRJ. The CRJ is like that too. Have to say, the 220 is one of the sexy-looking pieces of machinery. It is a gorgeous little plane. Look at that thing, Jesus, folks. Jesus! I love the front. It's like an alien. Man. They modeled it gorgeously. I'm so in love with this plane now, I actually want to fly it. I want to fly on it in real life. I desperately want to fly on this plane in real life. Well, it doesn't really fly any routes that I do. Alright, flight director has been changed. The mode's been changed. We're going to go to vertical speed. Descent's looking good there. Let's get our speed down to 10 here. We're going to go to manual speed. Manual in the box. We are 11 nautical miles out. Let's go first notch of flaps. Reduce our speed. A little high on the path. VNAV's doing its job. In real life, it was Hong Kong to Toronto. Oh, Jesus, 7,000 nautical miles? It's too small for me, King Bob, is what Irishman says. I'm not going to comment. I'll behave. Oh, behave, baby, behave. Flaps, too. Speed coming back still. Looking good. Still those spoilers. 8 nautical miles out, looking fantastic. Flap 3. Speed back. We'll be landing. Performance approach. 135 plus 5 for 140. I can math. Waiting for that speed to drop. Gear coming down. Like I said, we are going to restart the sim for the second flight. We will start the flight sim for the second flight. Don't quite trust it for back-to-back flights. Alright, come on speed, come on back. Alright, autopilot disconnected my aircraft. We haven't got our clear for approach yet. Or transfer to tower yet, so that's we'll see what happens. Oh, as I see that. I don't think there's any pappies on this flight. Or on this rival runway. You know what's funny is I post on Instagram all the time, you know, my flights, my landings. It's always so fun to watch people, like, criticize them. Too red, too white. I've told people so many times, like, the pappies are just always goofy in the sim. Sometimes they're just fine, sometimes they're not. You can't trust the pappies. You can't trust the glide slope. You gotta just do the best you can. Alright, reduce the speed, coming in hot. Alright, slightly off. I was aiming for the wrong spot.
1,000.
Looking good, looking good. I'm in manual throttle, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Clear to land. Slight crosswind and 6 knots. Coming from our right. Oh, there's pappies. They're really, really dull. Wow, dim.
Approaching minimum.
Minimums.
400.
We're landing. Alright, slightly high on the pappies.
300.
Be gentle on the throttle on the arrival. It drops out of the sky pretty easily. So don't, like, just pull back on it.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Ooh, oh, Jesus, bounced it. I bounced it. I bounced it. Oh, Jesus. That was terrible. Terrible landing. I was getting nervous. The runway was getting closer. I knew this was a short runway. It's terrible landing, folks. Terrible landing. Alright, flaps going up. Jesus. Just awful. Awful. Alright. Nose tiller on. Jesus, folks. That was terrible. Alright, I'll redeem myself for the second flight. Got some border patrol there. We got some United. We got a pink plane. Over the tower, or sorry, it was center. Or sorry, what am I going to ground? Yeah, ground. Oh. Never mind.
Unable, this is an
I guess tower is ground here. Oh, we'll just park over here. That's where the gate is anyways. Alright, over to the left-hand side. Anyone have the... Is it MK? Is it MK that does the other Key West? Does anyone have that one? Is it any good? Is it better than the Orbex if you own both? I have no idea how the parking works here. This whole thing is confusing. I think I'm not... No, I don't think I'm supposed to park here. Our taxi light's off. Left-hand side, we're going to go to ground equipment and attach. You can toggle the... I guess there's no jetway. You can toggle the ramp. It's going through the plane, don't worry about it. It's going through the wing. And it's going to go through it again, it's alright, no worries. Alright. External power there, engine 1, 2 cut off. And Key West is complete. We'll close up beyond ATC. After that landing, P2 has requested a refund. I can do much worse, P2 said. Or I can do worse. It should be updated automatically if you have the experimental build. Yes, powered by maple syrup and cheese. Where do I download the new Beyondatc update? Yeah, you get it from you have to make sure you're on the experimental branch. Canadian engineering, bye. All right, so let's go ahead and restart the sim. That was a good flight. That was fun. And then we'll do our second flight. With this plane, I want to make sure it releases the VRAM. It's all cleared up, right? That's the reason why. I just don't fully trust. It has some optimization issues still, so... I did one flight back-to-back, and I noticed that one flight kind of was questionable. The performance kind of went down the hill pretty quickly, so that's why I'm restarting. But it doesn't take too long to get back into 2024, so we'll get back into it momentarily. There goes our Flylex information. Come join our virtual airlines with Sky. Oh my gosh, with NewSky. Visit newsky.app to download the free career mode and join a virtual airline Flylex. Join the Discord for additional information and additional conversations with the Amazing Irishman. I could never be one of those people that read the teleprompt. My eyes go faster than my voice goes, or my voice goes faster than my eyes go, one of the two. That was fun. All right, let me see. I'm just going to count the number of flights I've done with this plane so far. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I lied. 19 flights. This next flight will be flight 20. 19 flights with this plane. It's been so much fun. 19 flights, which only means about 19 hours. Because of my short hops. Although I did a longer flight the other day. Like, I don't even want to say it. It was like 400 nautical miles. We're also I'm very grateful, and others should be as well, because someone made a Mobiflight profile for the WinCTRL FCU, which is so great. I love that. The community is amazing for flight sim because we share all of our stuff. You know, it's like Captain said, you know, I should share my profile that I made for my Moza AY210, and I was like, nah, maybe not, but I should, because other people might want to have something very similar to what I have, you know. All right, I like to wait just a couple seconds until like the screen stops not flickering, but stuttering, because it still means it's, you know, loading crap in the background. SG, welcome in. SGK. I don't know how to say your name, sorry. Okay, so got that in. Let's go to start. And let me bring up my good friend, a random flight generator. I use this tool to generate a random flight. That's this guy here. So Let's do the same thing I just did for this last flight, which is 200 to 250 nautical miles. We're going to go to 10. The aircraft type, we're going to stick with this plane. I'm going to keep doing real routes with this plane. And generate. And now it's going to generate just some random flights. So we have another Key West one, Orlando to Key West. Croatia Airlines. Let's see. I really wish some South American airlines flew this plane. We got Swiss, Air France, Korea. Oh, they really want us to do this Tampa one again. I actually wouldn't mind going back into Tampa. Or do Key West to Orlando. That's actually not a bad idea. Is this storming? Hey, Irishman, are you still here? Is this storming in Orlando? Air Baltic, they use the 220. Do Breeze. Usually with my girlfriend, I use a random flight generator. Do you have the 220? Yes, this is a 220. Well, we'll be flying the 220. Irishman, are you still a stoy? Is it storming in Orlando? Because I think I want to do Key West to Orlando. It's a little longer, I think, than Tampa. How long is that? Seems like it's really long. I thought I saw it on here. Oh, it's only 2:34. Okay, never mind. I don't think Irishman's here anymore. Let's check the weather. The weather. Let's go to windy.com. Windy.com. Alright, let's go to weather radar. And there's some storms around the area. I just want to see I want to test Beyondatc's new weather thing. Maybe by the time we get there. Because Key West is here. We'll be going through... Oh, Jesus. We'll be going through some storms here. Tampa, though, is storming. Let's just do that. Let's just do the return flight. Let's just do that. We'll go back to... since Tampa's storming. Oh, Irish is there. Yeah. Is overcast in... Is it storming there in Orlando? Irishman? Based on the weather radar... It looks like there's clouds in the area, but no major storm yet. I'll wait for Irishman to respond. But we're gonna do... I'm thinking Key West as of right now. We'll do Key West to Tampa. Should we do Key West to Tampa or Key West to Orlando? Alright, we'll end this poll. And I'll open up another poll here. Arrival... Orlando or Tampa? Let's do those two. Yeah. No, stop it. All right. I'll put that poll up. We'll give it a couple seconds here, and then we'll make our decision. All right, sir. I'm off. It's late, and I have to work. Sorry, I have to work in the morning. Steven, thanks for coming in. Happy to see you. Next flight will probably be... Probably Friday. Next stream will probably be Friday. Bombardier was forced to sell the A220 to Airbus. Boeing legal actions and the U.S. government threatens tariffs. Gave no other choice. It'd be interesting what would have happened if Bombardier, oh my God, Bombardier, if they got to keep it. Not yet, but storms are building, and yes, clouds. See, Tampa's winning right now. We got 4 flights, or 4 votes in. Tampa's winning right now. I guess we can do Tampa to Orlando after that. That's really short. I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds here, but I know we're leaving Key West, so I guess I can load into the sim, or load into Key West. Oops, Key West. Does anyone have what's the other? I have the Orbex, and then yeah, MK is the new one, right? I never had the FS Dream Team. Does anyone have the Key West MK Studios? Death Bomby. That sale was the best thing that could have happened for BB. You think so? From oh my god, Bombardier? Bro, I want to be a pilot when I grow up. Me too. Except I'm growing up now. Sad news. Alright, I guess we'll just stick with what we have here. Where do you park at? It's all GA, it says. I think I should probably buy the MK. Alright, we're gonna go there. We're gonna start the flight. We got 50-50. One more. Whoever votes for the next one, we need one more vote. We need a 7th vote. Whoever picks the next one is where we're going. One more vote. MK Key West is very nice. Did you have the Orbex, King Bob? Or do you have the Orbex? I have the Orbex. Alright, so what you see right here is Orbex. Is it you think the Key West or the MK is better than Key West? This is free. I got it from the Flight Sim Association stuff. Is this look okay? Or does the MK Studios substantially better? I'm not looking for just a little bit better, but substantially better. Check new Warflight. It starts with short hauls. I would, but this plane doesn't work with short hauls. Or with NewSky. I did. This do. And verdict. What's the verdict? Whoops. How do I stop Beyondatc from killing my frames? It's likely traffic. Any kind of traffic's gonna, you know, hurt your frames. Lower the FPS in Beyond. Yeah, you can do that too. BB stopped bleeding. The C series became a hit. All right, I need one more vote, people. One more vote. If I have to vote, I'll vote. One more vote. Boeing got punched in the gut, and Delta got the A220s anyways. It would have been interesting to see how it all played out. Sound like crickets? I was hearing like crickets. Sounds like crickets. Alright, I'll make a decision. We're going to Orlando. We're going to Orlando. Decision's made. We're going to Orlando. Since we just did our flight out of Tampa, we'll go to Orlando. Alright, so let me get SimBrief going. As well as good traffic sliders until you get a good... Yeah, tune the traffic sliders. Yeah, that helps for sure. That helps for sure, for sure. Alright, flight level 320, perfect. And let's jump on into the cockpit. The cockpit. Let's launch up Beyondatc. Update our little mappy there at the top. Alright, that's all good there. I just like to hit this just in case. Fly with Beyondatc. Cool. External power, auto armament. No PED, seatbelt sign, run the APU. Then back over here to left-hand side. Let's go to my flight. Bring that in. Load sheet. Sync it. Load it. Good. And we're just waiting for the system to launch up. Orlando. Home to the most famous rant of all time. Irishman? Oh, you mean Mickey Mouse. Jesus, that was harsh. That was harsh, folks. It's, you know, the cool thing about having the 220 and with Breeze Airlines is that I don't get to fly a lot in Orlando. I can, but I don't get to fly a lot in Orlando. But it's cool to be able to do real world routes in Orlando now with Breeze. That rat needs to die. That was harsh. It's just a friendly little rat. Friend with a duck and a goofy. I think I'm goofy. Alright, let's go to flight plan. Secondary. Import it. Flight number is 418. Wasn't that the same one on last flight? 418. This is technically, I don't, well, they do, yeah, this is a real world flight. Do they actually go back, though? There was a flight from Orlando to Key West, but is there one in the reverse? Runway 9 for departure. That's likely going to have it via the buffed and the buff guts. Activate, execute, winds, fuel, 105460. 105460. It'd be cool if you could move the tablet over here. I think you actually can. No, I don't think you can. It'd be cool. And if anyone knows if you can, let me know. I don't think you can, though. Kind of like the PMDG. All right, block fuel 1232. What is it? 1232.7. 1232.7. 360. Passenger count is 99. Bam. Execute. And let's go to performance over here. We go to takeoff, sync it, calculate it, send it FMS. 31 to 160 and 6. 31, 160 and 6. Bam. Arm it, set it, engine it, NADP it. Perfect. Trim's gonna be 4-1. That's good. Let's go to flight plan. We'll put in our arrival information. 18 right. Via Jokers 4. And for all. Oh, I got it. For all. Alright. That took me a long time in life to figure that one out. Beautiful. Let's go up to the top. External power is off. And ground powder and chokes are disconnected. Beyond ATC time. Clearance. Key West clearance. Hello from Moxie 418. We're ready for IFR clearance to Orlando. Irishman's been here for 18 long months. J-Russ, I just landed in Orbex, Atlanta. First time I've seen stuttering in a while. Oh, Jesus. Orbex, Atlanta. Oh, you bought the Orbex, Atlanta? Really?
Cleared to Orlando Airport. Buffett 1 departure.
I didn't know you bought the, bought it.
Climb via except maintain 4,000 feet.
I still have not.
Departure frequency 124.025. Squawk 2003 Moxie 418.
Oh man, this voice is awesome too.
418, read back correct. Contact tower 118.2 when ready for pushback or engine
That's
start.
great.
Will contact tower 118.2 when ready for pushback or engine start Moxie 418.
Alright, we don't need a pushback. We're just going to do an engine start. Speeds are 45 plus 10 is what P2 says. I'm going to do 155. Alright, then to the top, let's get hydraulics all cooking. Lights all lighting. Key West Tower, Moxie 418 ready for startup only.
Moxie 418, engine start approved, call when ready for taxi.
Alright, engine number 2 firing up.
Moxie 418.
I feel like I'm missing a step. What am I missing? Flight director's on. I don't get to listen to the sound out externally very often, so let's listen to that. Whoa, did you see the stabilizer moved? Okay, I take it back. The sounds are pretty freaking awesome. The sounds are pretty freaking awesome, dudes. I'm gonna crank it up for the next engine number 1. But damn, that was cool. All right, hold on a second now. Let's chat. Just bought today. Trees 20 feet in the air, and performance was pretty rough. King Bob had a suggestion for that. He had a way to change things up. Had a feeling it was gonna be crap. Those engine spools run longer than my divorce case. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Jay. P2 got the 220. All right, I'm gonna engine number 1 now. We're gonna go external. That damn Delta ruined the sounds. That was cool. Okay, I take it back. The sounds are pretty freaking awesome here in this plane. I didn't think they were that good. I did not think they were that good. APU is off. VNAV, or VPath, that's fine. We have it set for manual of that. That's good. The real question is, will I fly it? The community said no. Make sure to, oh yeah, delete the default Atlanta. Or not delete, but disable. And if you have the, what's the other one called? The other Atlanta, make sure you disable that in the marketplace. And then, there also is some settings you can do too, right, in the store? It's if your store version, your SOL, the store version, as far as I know, doesn't have the options. Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with, yeah. Flynn says 220 looks good. I'm considering looking at it like random usage based on failures and a lot. Yeah. Looking for failures? We'll admit that, we'll admit that, hold on. We'll admit that it looks good. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah, it does. It looks a gorgeous aircraft, man. Key West Tower, Moxie 418 ready to taxi to the active. Jesus, those sounds are great. Our taxi lights on. APU's off already. Parking brake is off. We gotta set our trim, that's what I missed. 4-1. Oh, Jesus. Do I not have that disco? Disconnected, yeah. Alright. Uh-oh, hold on. We're running into a technical issue here. Oh, I know why. Nose wheel steering. You idiot. Checklists are meant for a reason. Alright, let's go taxiing out. I'm gonna turn off these screens again. I don't know if it... Oh, Jesus. I don't know if it actually made a difference or not, but... I'm gonna turn them off anyways. Alright, we're taxiing Alpha 9... Which was, Alpha 9. I don't know where Alpha 9 is. I actually might look at that MK Studios. I think this Orbex one is kind of dated. Like, it doesn't look bad. It performs pretty good, but... I think it's a little dated. Oh, there's Alpha. Alpha 7. Yeah, I guess we switched the right one. Cool. Man, it's a gorgeous plane, though. Alright. On this flight, I'm going to look at flights that take the 220. From O'Hare. I want to fly on this plane so bad, IRL. I have an opportunity to maybe fly next month. Although I might drive because I got to bring some crap back home, I think. But we'll see what happens. Looks like the best regional to date. It's a gorgeous plane. Key says, since last beta, my Citation X won't load. Strange and annoying. I haven't flown the Citation. I regret buying the Citation X. I regret buying it. I flew it for a little bit and then I stopped flying it. I'm not a business jet guy. I need to stick to what I know, what I like. And I'm very particular with my GA stuff. Very, very particular with it. I haven't flown the FSR 600 for a long time either. I'm an airliner guy, man. I just have to tell myself I'm an airliner person. I like my airlines. Just need to accept it already. And we're taxiing. Here we are. Key West Tower, Moxie 418, holding short runway 9, ready to go. Landing lights are on.
Moxie 418, Key West Tower, wind 170 at 6, fly heading 020, runway 9er, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 9er.
Fly heading 020, runway 9er, cleared for takeoff, Moxie 418.
Is Beyondatc loud enough for y'all? Now, this is a short runway, so I'm curious how this plane's going to handle on this short runway. Alright, so we have that disconnected. Let's bring up those throttles. Auto throttles arm, takeoff. Let's let them stabilize, build up as much as I can. Let's go. Got that same crosswind we just took off a little bit ago, so. Alright, full thrust. There it goes. We're gonna need it. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, we're gonna see some serious... Well, we're gonna need every little bit of the speed and runway. B1.
B1.
Jesus, that was dangerous. I don't think I set the I don't think I programmed this all the way. That was rough. That was tight. I should have had a better departure, I think, or a better speed. All right, throttle, or sorry, trim speed going up, gear going up. Heading was 020. I don't know why it changes the heading. It changes the heading again for the runway heading. There, we got direct. So let's go nav, VNav. Flapped up 1 notch. And we're just getting past flaps 2. So up 1 notch. Bring that speed up. Let's go to FMS speed. Very, very good. Very good. Good departure. Just bringing that nose down so we can grab that speed. Autopilot's engaged. And Citation X, best business jet. The others can suck an egg. Bought the X and haven't even spawned in it. King Bob says, taking a Boeing man to appreciate... takes a Boeing man to appreciate it, though. Have so many planes in the hangar that I purchased, haven't been able to even... haven't even loaded up. Oh, yeah. Have a wedding to go to. See y'all. Thanks for coming in, Jay Rust. Have a great time at the wedding. Let us know how it goes. All right, good departure. That's a nice plane, man. I wonder how the cabin is, like IRL, compared to the EJET. Because the EJET's very nice to be in. Look at that. Man, the sim is gorgeous. I was doing some testing on Friday into Saturday, and with my OLED monitor and my non-OLED monitor. I can't go back to non-OLED with Flight Sim. I did 2 flights with it. One was dusk, one was dawn. The colors are just not as bright. They're washed out kind of looking. Black isn't black, white isn't white. Can't do it, man. I'm too spoiled now. I'm officially too spoiled to go back to that. Alright, 222 nautical miles to go for this flight. Let's go down here, take a look at our route page. Via, see if we have any discos. We have one right here. Why do we have 2 Pharrells in there? For all? I should say for all. It's weird. Alright, so we'll make sure we check that, and then we'll go direct to after that. We'll keep a tight eye on it. I'm gonna turn this one back on. That's this one, right? No, that's the other one. This one. There we go. I'm gonna turn that back on. We're just gonna test to see if there's any FPS difference. I don't think there is, honestly. I definitely don't use that, so I can always turn that one off. 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off. How do we get that to show the other screen, though? That's the map. Oh yeah, there's the map. And then we can go to terrain here. And then over here, we can go with that and traffic. That's what I like to do. This is my normal setup I run with. We'll see if there's any difference with FPS. I wonder if the 220 CDU works with glass out. I was reading something about glass out and the 220. I thought I read something about there being a bug. I don't know for sure, though. Not 100% sure. I can see some of the storming weather out here. Now, there's no weather radar yet in the 220, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but, you know, it'll come eventually. A lot of planes shipped without the weather bug, or without the weather radar. Alright, we're going to pass 18,000 feet, and then I'm going to look up some flights. IRL flights with the 220 out of O'Hare. Because I'm curious what routes fly. See if there's anything anywhere I need to go. Take a weekend just to do a flight. Spend $200 and just spend the Saturday flying from somewhere and going back. Same day. Alright, 320 in the box. Has anyone seen Spider-Man? The new Spider-Man movie? I've been thinking about it really hard. I couldn't convince myself to do it the last couple of days. I was going to think about doing it today, but I couldn't convince myself to do it. Now my next day would be Friday. But I'm not sure still if I want to do it. There's not a lot of movies coming out this year that I'm interested in seeing. I know there's only 4 months left in the year. There's like one in December, I think. But that's it. Oh yeah, Doomsday. That's the last movie I want to see this year. Doomsday. Okay, almost at 18,000 feet. I'm gonna start bringing up weather radar, flight radar. Sorry, flight aware. Well, you can't shoot, you can't search just the aircraft, huh? Okay. Standard pressure. Let's bring it up on the screen here. Alright, so KRD, KORD. I guess I can use random flight generator. Yeah, there's none on there. There's none on there. What about, what's the other website? Flight radar?
925, amend altitude, climb and maintain 16,000. Climb and maintain 16,000, southwest 40.
Flight radar 24. Find flights, airports, and more. Route by airline, nearby, KORD. I might just use a random flight generator. I think that might be the best way to do it. On the map, departure board, on the ground. Let's go departure board. This only shows a handful. Doesn't show, oh yeah, there's the planes. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright. So, let's do, we'll use a random flight generator to see. So weird to have to do this, but I thought one of the other ones would use it. Okay, so departure, KORD, and then we're going to do the BC... Whoa, snap! P2's loading into flight sim. Alright, let's see. We're going to do 10 flights. Okay, so you go to Toronto, Boston, YUL is... What is YUL again? Montreal? Minneapolis. Oh, Delta does go to Minneapolis in the 220. Okay. Goes to Minneapolis, huh? I don't know how often they fly that, though. Let's try flights.google.com. Let's bring that up. And we're going to go to Minneapolis. And let's say we're going to go... That's dirt cheap. Let's say we're going to do a flight this weekend here. Alright, search. Can you search by aircraft? See, it doesn't even show the aircraft, does it? There's the Embraer. This is Delta, so we gotta search by airline. So we want to get rid of all this and keep only Delta. Endeavor. That's a CRJ. There it is. Alright, there's one. $218. Jeez. Delta's ripping people off. This might be it as well. Yeah, okay. So, Delta does fly it to Minneapolis. Damn, they're expensive. For $218, I can leave at 6:10 in the morning. Can't just do a same-day flight. Oh, that's crazy. I just want to fly in this plane so bad. Real life. I'm not going to do it. That's insane. You could probably use Cabby for the A220 cabin announcement. Yeah, I could. I haven't used Cabby, though, for a long time. Excuse me. Nothing against Cabby. Nothing at all against Cabby. It's great. I just haven't used it for a very long time. So I wonder if they're still using 18 right. So this website, ATIS.guru, so ATIS.guru,
Southwest 4925.
you can find the real world
Descend and maintain
ATIS information.
30. Descend and maintain flight level 230 Southwest 4925.
This was updated to 1841, so 9 minutes ago. 18 right ILS, visuals were 17. RNAVs are 18 right.
Southwest 4925. Contact Miami Center 132.0.
You got bird activity. Okay, so 18 right should still be the arrival runway into Orlando. Cool. Very good. So I'm gonna make some, I think today. I was talking about before a couple weeks ago, but I watched that show called The Bear. It's freaking awesome. Highly recommend it.
Miami Center exec jet
It's an incredible show.
4500
Sorry, King Bob, thanks for coming in. Have a great rest of your weekend.
exec jet 818 Miami Center radar contact continue.
It inspired me to start cooking more. I don't cook very often, but I love cooking. I really do.
Exec jet 818.
So most recently, you know, just basic stuff. I made some spaghetti, and then made some steak last night that was very, very good.
Miami Center Southwest 4925 flight level 2.
But I found a recipe for some very good looking
Miami Center.
chicken, shredded chicken like tacos. So I think I'm gonna start working on that. Kind of slow cook the chicken, right? And then I'm gonna make some homemade quesadillas. Yum yum. Because I like cooking, have fun doing it. And obviously it's typically cheaper than, you know, going somewhere to buy it. And sometimes tastes better. A lot of times.
925 amend altitude.
Any particular airport scenery you'd really recommend right now? Well, it depends on if you fly to different places, you know, where you fly to the most, I guess. And, you know, so like, for me, I fly into Minneapolis all the time, so I love the flight being Minneapolis.
Miami Center.
I don't know. I think that's so selective.
15,000 direct on
I think it's really, really selective on like where you fly a lot into and out of.
afternoon. Climb maintain flight level
Because
310.
scenery's expensive. You know, if you only fly in or out once, it can be expensive. You know, we're talking 20, 30 bucks, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're just dropping that kind of money and you're only flying there once in a great while, it's kind of, you know, throwing away money. So like, okay, Captain, where do you, what do you fly out of somewhere a lot, or, you know, one of your favorite destinations, that kind of thing? A lot of the airports have received updates for 2024 optimization. There are definitely some that have not,
Havana Center 135.1.
but I'm seeing more and more still getting those updates. They're slowly coming in.
Envoy 4072.
I might buy that MK. I have a feeling I'll be flying into Key West a lot. What's that website called for the pricing?
Miami Center, Aero Mexico 423. Good afternoon. Flight
It
level
is called
Air Mexico 423 Miami Center.
FS Add-on Compare. If you have not seen this website,
Victor, contact Jacksonville Center.
this website you can compare the prices for different add-ons. So there's Key West. I'm gonna put that in. MK, the best pricings on Orbex at $17.99. Sim Marketplace has it for $17.26. AnyBuilds have it for $17.48. Contraver has it for $17.63. MK Studios sells it on Orbex. That is hilarious because there's an Orbex. The Marketplace has it for $8. Yeah, so the difference in pricing is crazy. Oh, wait a second. No, I have the Orbex. I don't have the FS. This is a 10% discount here. I have the, yeah, I have the Orbex one. So $17.19. You can get the MK Studios Orbex.
01, contact Jacksonville Center 135.45. Have a good afternoon. Center on 135.45, American 301.
I gotta think about it. Gotta think about it. Looking for something cool that I can fly the 737 into mountains or islands, like scenery. Okay. Mountains. Well, so South America has some incredible airports. What's that one? Hold on. Un momento.
135.1 American 1157. Have a good afternoon.
SK something. SK.
3.0. Contact Miami approach. American 2706. Good day.
SKPE?
Moxie 418. Expect jokers forward.
No.
Transition runway 18 right.
SKGC.
Expect jokers forward the barrel transition.
I think.
Runway 18 right. Moxie 418.
Let me see.
Delta 1780.
SKGC.
Runway 6. Expect cover 4 with the no on transition. Runway 6. Delta 1789. Southwest 4925. Amid altitude. Descend and maintain flight level.
No, it's not that one.
Descend and maintain flight level 300. Southwest 4925.
Trying to think of there's a really nice South America airport, and it's got like an awesome approach.
Climb and maintain flight level 340.
SK maybe SKPE. Just going through my library now to see. I don't think it's this either. No, it's not that one. SKPQ? Oh, yeah, I think it's SKPQ. Oh, hold on. Maybe it's not. No, it's not this one either. Damn it. I don't remember which one it is. There's a really awesome approach into South America. Oh shoot, I gotta make sure I go down here. Legs, direct to... There we go. We're on... We're going there next. Okay, yeah. Perfect timing. Execute. Perfect timing. Alright, cool. I don't remember the name. There's a really cool one. Really cool. Innsbruck. A220 doesn't work with glass out yet. At least not all the screens. Yeah, I remember, yeah. There was something to do with glass out and the 220, there being some issue with it. Thanks for letting me know. Or letting us know. He says, spent my Moza money on a PC upgrading the motherboard, CPU, RAM, so no force feedback for me for a while. Boeing yoke and a 480 still holding strong. Which Boeing yoke? Do you have the TCA, right? Oh, the pain of setting up a new plane in SPAD. I know you and Jay Russ are like big SPAD users. I just can't get myself to do it. I also feel the default controls are fine. For what I do, they're fine. I don't think I guess you guys use the Honeycomb Bravo, and that could be beneficial with that, because even like a little bit of the streams I've watched with the 220 using the Bravo, people have like issues with the spoiler not working and whatever. So setting up a custom profile for that, I guess that makes sense. Every guy start putting in arrival at 18 right. Alright, so we're going to drop down to 4,000 feet. The plane will do that by itself when it's ready. We're going to go ahead and put an ILS in the system here. I like to manually put it in. You don't have to, but I do recommend it. 11.9. There's that. Let's go to tune. Put our course in, 185.
Leading flight level 371 for flight level 400.
You're in 6075 heavy, Miami Center, radar contact, continue climb to flight level 400.
Continue climb to flight level 400, Jan 6075 heavy.
American 2175, contact Jacksonville Center 127.475, see you.
All right, 185. Turn that on. Let's go here, put our minimums, which are 294, so 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 350. Climb and maintain flight level
290. We go back, we go back. That's all good. Down here, we put our performance in for the arrival. Temperature is 29. 29. And the winds are 230 at 13. 230 at 13. QNH is 2998. Oh, wow. It adjusts the altitude by itself. I do flaps 4. Actually, I'm going to start doing 5. I'm going to try 5 again. And then 5 on the speed. Wow, we're coming in really slow. 128. Jesus. Okay. Must be the... Oh, there's a 10-knot crosswind and there's a 8-knot headwind. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, you got the TCA. Gotcha. I use SPAD for the axes and Mobi for the switches. Ah, interesting. Captain says, use SPAD. Don't know how to actually create profiles. I used to use snippets that are shared. Oh, nice. Yeah, I forgot about that. Should I use Airbus or Boeing throttles and flap on the Bravo for the 220? Well, I guess they're more, well, they're kind of Airbus type, right? They're probably Airbus type. I'd go Airbus. And the flaps are, they're a total of 5 flaps, so the Airbus has 4, right? Airbus has 4, this one has 5 for the flaps. Right down here, 5 flaps. It's weird, like, coming into this plane and then not having to set, like, arm the spoilers and all that, you know, that's crazy. You get so used to it when you fly some of these other planes. Yeah, SPAD needs a share profile option. So there's snippets, but there's not a profile share? Really? That seems kind of weird. Maybe it's just me, but that seems kind of weird.
Southwest 4925, expect mounds, tree with the coordinate transition, runway 1 right.
Now we got our descent information, so we know we're 18 right. We're starting our descent here in just a few moments. You see right up here it says descent. I think we'll call it a flight or a stream after this flight. There'll be 2 flights in. That'll be over 2.5 hours. I think that's pretty good. Pick it back up on Friday if I don't go to see Spider-Man. Which I'm sure I'm still not sure what to do. That's the plane telling you that we're getting close to top of the descent. We'll be starting our descent in just a few moments. So we're coming on the left side of the airport here in Orlando. It's still VFR conditions. I was hoping that it would switch over to IFR. You can see the storm cell though building up over here. Here was our descent. And I always forget this, but the sim is slightly behind real life. Slightly behind real life. So if I wanted a storm, I should have gone into Tampa, which we would have been landed by this time. Probably. Well, maybe not actually. We'd probably be landing right now. Now, when you're at a higher altitude with this plane, you'll see that the speed tape, you have a window you have to be in, right? When you start your descent, it does want to get very close to overspeed. So you will have to apply just a little bit of speed brake to keep it under that. Eventually it will figure out its life and do its thing. That's just a little quirk. I bet you that's how it is in real life, because this plane is just apparently full of little quirks. So it wouldn't be surprising if I find out that that's a real life thing. But like, I'm guessing that's part of the VNav. Kind of like the FENIX will just nosedive sometimes, right? Unlike the FENIX though, it doesn't pick up as much speed. Or the FENIX doesn't pick up a lot of speed. Since it's a smaller plane, it picks up a lot of that speed. And it's very fast when it does. Like right now, we picked up what? Only 10 knots, but we were not at... Like it happened yesterday, I think it was. Or the day before. I was at like flight level 390, 370. And it picked up like 20 knots in seconds. One thing that bothers me about the graphics in the plane, I don't know if you can see it. You gotta be at the right angle. I think it's only over here. Now the clouds are in the way, but there's like a weird flicker that happens over here. You see it right here. I'm not sure if you can see it in the stream very well. You see that? It's hard to see right now with the white from the clouds. Oh, now we're turning, so it's perfect. It might show up better. Oh, nope. Nope. Anyways, there's a weird flicker there. Bothers me. But you'd only see that if you have an ultra-wide monitor like me. If you don't, you know, your screen's ending like over here somewhere, right? I don't even know if I can go back to to a non-ultra wide screen. I think I'm spoiled with that too.
Cabin 202, contact tap approach 122.905 about Mobiflight. Contact tap approach Cabin 202.
So I talked about this, was it last stream? But I'm playing some of that Splatoon Raiders. Fun game. Fantastic. I'm level 22 or something now. But that game is capped at 60 FPS, right? I could tell the difference. You know, it's limited by the Switch 2. You know, the Switch 2 is very limited in its abilities. But I could tell when I'm playing it, it's not as smooth as if I'm playing something on my PC. You know, playing anything else where I can get 100 FPS and it's butter smooth looking. It'll be interesting to see, like, in the future, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, whatever it be, the difference for, like, wow, you know, people used to play at 165 hertz. That's crap. We're playing at 500 hertz. It will be interesting. Although we may never get there with the cost of RAM skyrocketing. Doesn't look like it's ever dropping. Graphic card prices are increasing like 30% or something I was reading. So we may never get to that point in 10 to 15 years. Maybe we'll go backwards and be like, wow, you got a 60 hertz screen? You must be rich. Wasn't there like a joke like that in some movie? Like, what was that? It was like Back to the Future. Yeah, because it was like Marty's like, yeah, I have it in color. And the kid's like, oh, you must be rich. Oh no, it was we have 2 TVs. They're like, no one has 2 TVs. No one has 2 televisions. Because they didn't call it TVs back then. Alright, making our turn over. Oh, what do they call it in the UK? Telly? Yeah, the telly. When I first heard the word telly, I was thinking of telephone. but they call the television telly, right? Is that correct? P2, do you call it something different in Canada? The television, the TV,
November 47
the box?
Charlie, contact Jacksonville Center 33325.
Contact Jacksonville Center 33325, November 4778 Charlie.
All right, 18,000 feet coming up. We'll go to standard pressure in just a second. FPS is pretty good. And I think the biggest issue with this plane is mostly it's the stuttering. The FPS is pretty decent. I'm getting my 150s. Very, very good. We'll see what happens when we get into Orlando. Orlando is a heavier airport. I'm using the default Orlando as well. And it can be heavier. This weird glitch here sometimes too. I can't get it off of standard pressure. There it is. 29901. It was 29908. 29908 in the box. There we go. Very good departure. Very good arrival so far. Orlando area looking beautiful.
Southwest 245, climb and maintain flight level 280.
But yeah, I know this plane is heavier because Auto FPS has a hard time trying to keep 150 for the TOD. And now it's loading in the airport, so the FPS dropped a little bit, LOD dropped a bit, and now it's trying to figure out its life. So I know the plane's heavy. I'm not saying it's not heavy. So performance definitely needs some love, but that's the only issue I could think of, primarily with this plane. Everything else is pretty good.
Moxie 418, contact Jacksonville Center 133.3.
What's this TV speak of? Can I get that on my cell phone? Orbex Atlanta has low FPS after touchdown significantly. Oh, really? Yeah, I never bought it. I saw so many people complain about it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't pull the trigger.
Moxie 418, contact Orlando, approach 124.8. Have a good afternoon.
Contact Orlando approach Moxie 418. Orlando approach Moxie 418, leaving 14,500 feet, descending to 6,000 with information, Papa. Moxie 418, Orlando approach, altimeter 29908, expect the visual approach, runway 18 right. Altimeter 29908, expect the visual approach.
Like, I don't know if I regret buying the any builds O'Hare. I don't regret buying it, but like, definitely it needs some love. It needs some serious love.
Moxie 418, reduce speed 250 knots. Reduce speed 250 knots.
250 knots. All right, let's get the speed brakes out. Slow us on down. Speed brakes are very, very effective in this plane. Very effective. You see how it's dropping us really fast. Yeah, O'Hare is definitely heavy. O'Hare's weird though, because the FPS in O'Hare is okay. It's the stutters that, for me, like that's similar with this plane, but it's the stutters that just drive me bonkers. You see that flickering right here? That's my gripe. With the visuals, at least. I'm not quite sure what's causing that either. And it's only... It could very well be frame gen, actually, now that I think about it. It could be DLSS or frame gen that's causing that. Could be causing that for sure. 10,000 feet, landing lights, taxi lights are on, making a turn to the left. But the thing is, O'Hare's gorgeous looking, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful airport, but I had to uninstall it and go back to FS Dream Team. Just because the performance is just, the stutters just aggravate me so much. So much. All right, so we're going to maintain 006 as we make our way into the arrival. Runway 18 right. So it's going to be the first runway to our right. All right, speed brakes are stowed again. And let's go to we'll go ahead and pop in heading mode 060. It's saying 5. Actually, we're gonna hold off just a little bit longer, and then we'll swing over to heading mode. Got a slight. Oh, we got 11 knot crosswind now, so the wind's picked up a little bit. All right, speed's coming back slightly. We're still VFR conditions as of right now, so Beyondatc will probably get us the visuals as well. I was trying to hope to get the ILS, but nevertheless, at least the last one we had RNAV. FPS is still 160. Terrain detail is 150, so that's good. So yeah, everything's stable. If it starts to get rough, I'm going to test by turning this off and see if, turn this display off and see if that helps with any of the performance. I don't think it's going to, though. On my system, I don't think so. All right, let's bring the speed brakes out to slow us down. All right, let's go to heading mode 004 is perfect. Heading mode engaged. Let's go to nav source, and we have it on localizer. 015. Let's just verify course. Nope, it changed it. It does that for some reason. 185.
Resume normal speed, Moxie 418.
I used to think it was because I programmed the FMS early and then I had to change runways, but it's not the case. It's for some reason changes the course either way. Can't figure out why. Can't figure out why. 5,000 feet. Captain says, gotta go. Have a great Sunday. Thank you, Lex. Thank you, Captain, for coming in. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Love the support. As always, thank you. Can you show us how how the nav source button works before you shoot the ILS? Yeah. So I always go to heading mode, right? And it said 015. 020. And it said descend it down to 5,000. So let's go that off. Let's go to vertical speed. Drop us down. Let's go 15 and 5,000 feet. Okay. Do you know if the A220 is coming to the PS5? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know about that. Yeah, so okay, go to heading mode. That's what I do. So I'm on heading mode now. I changed the nav source over to localizer. So loc 1's right there. Loc 1 there. 11 nautical miles out. And then once we make our turn in here, I'll go ahead and arm the approach mode once we are on the actual ILS. Until then, we stay into heading mode and vertical speed when necessary. 3,500. We'll pop in 3,000 in the box. Vertical speed. Again, dropping us down. And what was it? 150. All right, at this waypoint up here, we want to be right there. We want to be at 2,200. So we're looking pretty good on the approach. And we should be pretty much ready to go for a localizer. So approach armed. Localizer should capture here in a second. We saw the field earlier. We have the field in sight, Moxie 418. All right, clear for the visual. I'm going to go ahead and just go to heading mode a little bit more. Let's drop us down a little faster. 12 knots out, or nautical miles out, sorry. So we're going to go flaps 1. Localizer has been captured. Glide slope's been captured.
Contact tower 124.3, Moxie 418.
Runway's in sight.
Orlando tower, Moxie 418, visual runway 1.
Bring back the spoilers again. Slow us down.
Moxie 418, Orlando Tower, wind 240 at 13, runway 18 right, clear to land.
Good land 180 white.
Runway
Right.
18 right, clear to land, Moxie
Exit to the left on landing. We'd like to hit Echo, but we're probably going to end up hitting Bravo 10. It's going to be off course for the arrival. It will readjust itself within 5 to 6 nautical miles out. Let's go to manual. Drop our speed back. I screwed up one step there. Hurry up, the rain coming into Orlando. I was hoping the rain would come into Orlando. Alright, flaps 2.
2,500.
2,500, gear coming down. 8 nautical miles out. So there's our runway. You can see we're off the course right now, but within about the 5 to 6 nautical miles out, it will make its correction. So any second now, it's going to make the correction over to the right-hand side. This is normal behavior with the real-life plane. Bring that speed back. What did I say on the B speeds? 128. Jesus. There it is, making that correction. And flap 3. Oh, we're a little hot with this flaps, so we'll hold off just a little bit. There's 4. Or sorry, that's 5. I said 128, which is crazy low. Alright, we're gonna go to manual now, so autopilot's disengaged my aircraft. We're gonna go to auto throttle is off my aircraft as well.
Auto throttle.
Alright. So we're all manual with the aircraft now. A little high on the approach. And we have that crosswind, you can see right here, 14 knots right now. So we're gonna aim just slightly off the runway. Alright, bring that speed back quite a bit. I haven't landed a flaps 5 arrival for a while in this plane. I gotta redeem myself for that first landing. That was so awful. That was so bad. I gotta just manage the speed better. Making the adjustments based on that wind shifting us to the left.
1,000.
1,000 call. Alright, slightly high still. It's fine. Rather be slightly high than too low. Man, this wind is not playing around today. Alright, now we're on the glide slope, looking better.
400.
Alright, now we're too low.
300.
Give it a little bit of throttle. Stabilize us.
Approaching minimums.
Minimums.
200.
Want to be 50 over the piano keys?
100.
Slightly off still. Man, that wind is not playing around.
30.
Come on, buddy.
20.
Wow, we're way off front center line. Alright, we got a smoother landing than the last one, but... Wow, we were way off center line there. That's right, we got... It looked like we were really bad, but it wasn't as bad as we actually looked like, just because of the way the wind was pushing us. Because I gave it just a little bit of correction rudder there, and we were center line very easily, so... Alright, we are going to hit Echo here. So definitely long landing, but that wind really was weird.
Exit left of Echo, Moxie 418.
It was a 6 knot headwind with that 11 knot crosswind. I think it was gusting. Had to be gusting. It said it wasn't though. Was it gusting wind there? Irishman? Alright, landing lights are turned off.
Moxie 418,
Waving at you from down below as you pass over.
418.
Alright, that's a better landing, smoother landing, but it still wasn't great. Orlando Ground, Moxie 418, we're on Echo looking to taxi to Gate 7.
Moxie 418, welcome to Orlando Airport. Taxi to Gate 7 via Echo, Zulu, Yankee, hold short of runway 18 left.
Taxi to Gate 7 via Echo, Zulu Yankee, hold short of runway 18 left, Moxie 418.
18 left. This is 18 left, right? Yeah, this is 18 left. Do we have arriving traffic? Orlando Tower, Moxie 418, holding short, ready to cross 18 left.
Moxie 418.
That didn't hear me.
18 left.
Oh, there's a bug with... I forgot. This is that bug that I saw people on Beyondatc Discord talking about. It sends a signal to... that the flight's done with. So Beyondatc won't give further instructions. Because it thinks the flight, you know, thinks it's all over with. Alright. I haven't run into this bug yet. Alright, so we'll just do ourselves here. Echo Zulu Yankee. Where the hell is that? Echo... Oh, we're supposed to go back a little bit. Actually, there is a breeze up there. We're just gonna park next to that breeze. Yeah, that's why I said hurry up. It's getting windy as hell and the rain's coming. Ah, okay, okay. I see. Yeah, that wind was something, man. It's also a light plane, so the wind is not very friendly here. Alright, well that was 2 fun, awesome flights. Short hops. Got it all done in 2.5 hours. Polaris there is bouncing around. Lots of traffic here in Orlando. Really quiet on the comms in Orlando too for some reason. We're going to park next to this breeze up here. But I love this plane. I'm having a blast flying. I'm going to keep on flying it. I have zero wants to fly anything else right now. So yeah, this is for me. It's a great plane. I hope P2 enjoys it. Hopefully, you know, the performance isn't going to like completely kill his system, because he doesn't have as high of an end system as I do. But hopefully, you know, hope for the best. Yeah, this is 3.5. We're supposed to be a gate, whatever. 7. Way off. But I saw a breeze, so I was like, oh, we'll make it work. FPS here is 140 in the red, 141. So yeah, obviously the FPS is a little heavy. Know that. Talked about it a lot. Attached GPU, attached to chocks. Jetway connecting. Up to the top here, APU, or sorry, external power is on. Battery 2. For a battery 1 and 2 are off. Our engine 1 and 2 off, Jesus. There's our breeze. There's no planes moving here in Orlando. Is it just me? There's plenty of planes, but no one's moving. This could very well be a bug with the experimental build. Let's go drone it a little bit and just kind of see. I just want to see, because that comms were super, super light. Which button is it to go up? There it is. Like everyone's static. Yeah, there's no... Oh, hold on. There's like a ground stop in Orlando? Check the traffic time. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm hearing something. Oh, there's a plane pushing back. All right, we got some stuff going. Yeah, you're right. Check the... Let me check the map. Oh, there's only 3. What the hell's going on here? I'll bring it up on the screen. So here's the map. There's all the parking. Park. Live position. Yeah, everyone's just parked. No one's going. It's just weird. It seems like there'd be more. Live position for that plane. Can we just... Oh, that one's over there. That's live. Parked. It'd be cool if you can click on it. And then, like, in the sim, it would jump over. And then at the airport here... Lots of planes. There's one taxi in there. And then this plane's pushing back. Korean and Southwest don't park there in Orlando. That's probably just because I'm using the default Orlando. So it doesn't know where to put them. That's my guess. Okay, so there are planes moving. There are plenty of planes. Just not a lot of planes moving. I also think I have my... traffic turned slightly down. Where was that one plane moving at? It's over here on the other side. I think it was over there. For being a free airport, this is really nice still. There are some bugs. I think it's the other side with the bridge. It's like all broken. Where the hell's the other plane at?
Southwest 2632, Orlando ground, pushback approved. Base east.
Alright, Southwest is pushing back.
Southwest 2632.
What the other plane I saw? Delta's going, Southwest is over here, so I'm assuming one of these guys are pushing back. They're taxiing out. Yeah, this is default. Question, Beyondatc is pulling data from flight radar, correct? Yes. Yeah, it's the partnership with Navigraph. They're pushing back. They're taxiing out. All right, so there are movements. It's just a quiet day in Orlando. Let's see what the real world's doing, though. So we can get that. So we can look at flight radar. Now, we can't really see the ground stuff all that well because it's squawking, right? Where's Terminal C? I have no idea. I don't know enough about Orlando. I'll be damned. So here's flight radar. There's Delta. There's that Southwest. There's Southwest 32. It's so cool to see this, man. This is real world. You're hearing Beyondatc. There's that Southwest that just pushed back. There's that Delta. Where's that Delta at? Where the hell did that Delta go? Southwest is there. Wasn't it Delta that we saw pushing? Maybe it's behind here. United? Maybe it's supposed to be United and it was Delta livery. I hear a plane taking off. That's probably Southwest 913. Or they just landed. Not quite sure what direction I'm facing compared to this map. Alright, there's those two planes there. So I think they're over here. There's that Delta. I think that's United. Where'd that United go? Yeah, I think that's this one. I think that's United. I think that's just screwed up. Southwest. Yeah, now the ground stuff's all estimated stuff. It's trying to figure out the best it can. But I think one of these is not the other. This might be United. This could be Southwest. It might be flipped around. I don't know. Not quite sure. You're pointing airside 1 and 2. Oh, Terminal C is here. I see. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Airside 1, airside 2. I see what you're saying. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. There's Southwest lining up for the runway. Yeah, these are kind of flopped around, I think. The liveries aren't matching up. Most disrupted airport. That's a good thing to have. Isn't that cool? There's a bunch of planes moving around. There's another Southwest over there. I don't see those other planes moving, though. So we got a Southwest way over there. Delta there. I think that Delta is supposed to be United, but... I think these are flopped around. Something screwed up with that. Where was that Southwest one? Over here somewhere, right? That might be that one. There's United there. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting stuff. It's very cool to look at that kind of stuff. Again, like, they said don't, like, look at flight radar and be like, it's going to be perfect because there are going to be things that are off. They're very clear about that kind of stuff. But it's really cool to see it and be like, wow, that number that was just talking, we just saw it. It's really neat to see that kind of stuff. But that's going to end today's stream. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. Yep, thunderstorms always mess up that airport IRL. Interesting, Jay. A lot of fun today. Really, 2 good flights. We did Tampa to Key West and then Key West to Orlando. So 2 really, really cool flights. Both landings were kind of sketchy. The second one was substantially better, off the center line a little bit, but we got that corrected with the rudders. But, you know, I'm blaming the wind on that one. But 2 great flights. You know, the 220 is a great plane, has performance issues. So, you know, if you're on a low-end system or mid-range system, you're definitely going to experience some of those stutters more than other people and FPS hit, especially when you add in third-party stuff, you know, airports and sceneries and you know, traffic and all that jazz. You're definitely going to get even more stutters. You can definitely fly it more vanilla and not have too many issues, but that is what it is. I am having a blast. This was my 20th flight officially, I think now, right? And I have many, many more to go. I'm super excited about this plane. It's definitely going to fall in that category for me, which is $1 per flight hour. So the plane was like $70, right? So I'd just get another 50 hours in it, and I'll be happy with what I get. I'm definitely going to get... I'll probably end up getting that by the end of the year, for sure. At the minimum, by the end of the year. But I'll probably end up getting another 20 hours in over the course of the next week and a half. So I'll be inching closer and closer, and there's a possibility I can get all of it by the end of this month. You know, very possibility. But thanks for watching the stream. We'll see you for the next one. Take care, everyone.